Welcome to New Hampshire's Business. I'm Fred Coker. Colleges have closed and are closing or merging across New England, and New Hampshire's no exception. The question is, why does it keep happening? Here are a few of the colleges in New Hampshire that have closed pre-pandemic, the 15 of them since 1973: Daniel Webster, Chester College, Nathaniel Hawthorne, Notre Dame, and McIntosh, and of course, Hesser. More recently, mergers: a New Hampshire Institute of Art with a New England College, Franklin Pierce Law Center with the University of New Hampshire, and then a future possible merger with the University System of New Hampshire and the Community College System of New Hampshire. That's a whole system merger that is in the planning stages. And what are the reasons for these? A few of them are declining enrollments and higher expenses at the same time, business model perhaps not working, and pandemic pressures. Now, with me to explain the changing landscape of higher education and why these mergers and closures are happening is the president of the New England Commission of Higher Education, Larry Shaw. The commission provides the all-important accreditation of colleges and universities in New England. Welcome, Larry.
Thank you, Fred. Good to be with you.
What's been happening to higher ed, to our colleges? The reasons we just put up on the screen, are those the ones, or is there something larger going on?
So as I thought about how to sort of capture what's happening in New England and New Hampshire, there were two words came to mind. One is resilient, and the other is underfunded. Let me start with the underfunded piece. So I think, as you know, that public education in New Hampshire is funded at the lowest level of any state in the country. The tuition that you charge students attending public universities is the second highest in the country, second highest only to Vermont, which is the highest.
Yep.
And so I think the state is asking your public institutions to do what's a very difficult and not an inexpensive job at levels that really are not sustainable. So that's one thought. But that said, and despite, I think, the number of closures and mergers we have seen, I think our colleges across the region are amazingly resilient. There's some terrific, I think, examples of that. New England College is a good example. Colby Sawyer College, who are sort of shifting, not changing mission, but sort of evolving their mission, shifting their mission, looking for different student populations. We accredit 20 institutions in the state, and they range from places like Dartmouth and Southern New Hampshire University that are thriving, a whole number of community colleges which are struggling now, regional universities. You talked about Granite State, which is going to become part of the university system.
Are we going to see more closures and mergers in the next year or so? And I say that because of the pandemic and the pressures that's put on every school.
Public universities, community colleges generally do not close. They do consolidate, they do merge, and you are certainly lots of conversation about that in New Hampshire. New Hampshire does not have that many private universities that we accredit left. Some of them are very strong, and some are less strong. And the issues that result in a college closing are almost always financial. And the financial issues are almost always driven by enrollment. So when you've got declining birth rates, an aging population in a state like New Hampshire, there are fewer and fewer students to go to college. And so you've seen closures, over the last 10, 15, 20 years. You will likely continue to see them. I don't know that you'll see them at an increased rate. During COVID, because of the flow of federal funds that came into universities, it did tend to boost their balance sheets. And so right now we are not seeing schools on the edge any more than they were before, but that money has run out. And so I do think you could expect to see across New England an increased level of mergers, additional closures. But again, as you pointed out, this has been the case for 30 some years.
Real quick, Larry, you're a former college president. Where is higher education headed?
Well, it's a great question, and it's a complicated question. I would say that the student voice, the student demand for how education is delivered is growing stronger. We saw that during the pandemic. where students may increasingly be less likely to attend a residential school, but to look for classes online while they're working a first job and a second job. So higher education as an industry is still extremely strong, but it is a stratified enterprise. So you've got institutions that are very healthy and doing better than they were before the pandemic, and then you have institutions that were unhealthy going into the pandemic and will come out unhealthy as well.
Larry Shaw, President. My thanks to Larry Shaw, President of the New England Commission of Higher Education. And if you missed part of this briefing, you go to WMUR.com. It will be posted later today and all this coming week.